Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Legends of Tomorrow, episode 306, titled Helen Hunt, which premiered Tuesday, November 14th, 2017 on the CW. I'm recording on November 18th, so I've had a good few days to think this over and collect my thoughts, but let's start. Huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, and then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen. Take a moment to look over those, and let's start with the 10-minute clock, and let's begin with what happened in this episode. So, timeline-wise, we see the Legends team going back to Hollywood at 1937. With the huge episode reminder being that we deal with Helen of Troy being the anachronism, as well as seeing a Firestein happen. So, which I'll bring up in a moment. Now, the villain of the episode is mainly Damien Darhk, with the assist of Eleanor, Madame Eleanor, and Kuasa. So, huge episode breakdown is 3 storylines that I picked up on. First one, of course, all of them being connected, but the first one being Helen of Troy finds herself in Hollywood. With this, we also see Damien Darhk, Madame Eleanor, and Kuasa being in the same period as her. Damien Darhk acting as Helen of Troy's agent. So there's that. With this, we find out that Eleanor is actually Damien Darhk's daughter. And it was confirmed that it was the same daughter that watched Oliver Queen kill Damien Darhk in Arrow 423. So there's that. Also, we find out that Kuasa is Amaya's granddaughter. More specifically, she is Mari's big sister. Now, Mari is the 2017 version of Vixen that we met in Arrow episode 415, I believe, when the Arrow team went up against Damien Darhk. So there's that. Also, with their face-off against Damien Darhk, Sarah challenged him to a fight league style, which left her in a coma after Eleanor put a little magic on her, even though Sarah came out on top against her fight with Damien Darhk. So there's that. Second storyline is Firestein. Pretty much we see Jax and Professor Stein switching bodies in a Freaky Friday moment when they tried to break up Firestorm, if you will. So there's that. And third storyline is the fact that we are trying to reset history the way it was. And that is because due to the fact that Helen of Troy was taking over the film scene in the 1930s, that led Patty Lamar, who was supposed to be in her place, to be kicked to the curb. And because of this, a butterfly effect happened to the extent that parts of the Wave Rider were not being invented because of Patty Lamar's influence not happening the way it was supposed to. So there's that. So now they had to reset time and get Patty Lamar back into Hollywood in replacement of getting Helen of Troy out. Now, the last moments of the episode have Zari returning Helen of Troy back to her time period, but instead of taking her back to Troy, back home, she takes her to the island of Themyscira. So, surprise, surprise, the land of Wonder Woman. So, there's that. Tidbits, though, Helen is surprised when she sees the Legends ladies fighting to protect themselves and protect her from the kind of entranced men of the Hollywood scene. So, there's that. Moving on to most shocking moment of the episode. I think if I hadn't done research beforehand, then the identities of who exactly Madame Eleanor and Kuasa were in regards to our characters would have been the most shocking part. But because I did my research, it wasn't as shocking as it should have been. So there's that. Because of that, though, the whole mention of Themyscira at the very end of the episode was something I was not expecting. But now it has me wondering, does that mean some point down the line we are going to get the introduction of Wonder Woman? So there's that. I think the only reason why I know anything about Themyscira, because as you know, I haven't read any of the comic books, is because I saw the Wonder Woman movie, and Themyscira is where she grew up. So there's that. So I thought that was pretty cool. If that's the case, I hope we do get to see the Arrowverse's version of Wonder Woman. It'll be pretty cool to see how she interacts with all the other characters. So there's that. But moving on to top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be all the fight scenes. Specifically, Sarah's fight with Damien Darhk. We got to see league style, how the challenges go. We kind of saw it previously back in Arrow of season 3. But it was great to see these two do that in a sense. It kind of sucks that Eleanor kind of intervened with her own magic, but we still got to see a pretty good sword fight going on between the two former Leagues of Assassins. So there's that. There's also, we got to see a fight between Amaya and Kuasa. It was very interesting to see that happening on the Wave Rider, and to what extent as far as they can go, because it was very interesting to see Kwasa fight her grandmother, but she can't harm her because that would mean harming herself. So it's just like, how exactly do you fight someone like that? So there's that. Another favorite of mine has to be the ladies reacting to the men's reactions of Helen of Troy. I thought it was hilarious, and then I love that it led to the ladies taking charge even more so than they usually do. It was funny, the reactions, how like men are, like the eye rolls, the comments and stuff like that. This is something I really loved, was the women taking charge, taking no shit and everything like that, and just getting things done without any issues that they had to worry about from the men of their team. I don't know. It was really great change to see this type of feminine power in charge, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's very different vibe to these ladies taking charge and getting things done than it was to the Flash episode 4 or 5 trying to do that last week. So I like this version better. And last favorite moment for me has to be Firestein. Not only was it interesting seeing Professor Stein and Jax being each other, but it was very interesting to see the actual Firestorm becoming Firestein, and actually having Professor Stein being in control of the Firestorm Matrix. So that was pretty cool, and the support between them was great to see. So there was that. Moving on, though, to top 3 peeve moments. The only peeve I really got was the fact that Eleanor got, or Nora, I don't know what I'm going to call her, but Eleanor got the drop on Sarah when she beat Damien Dark in the league-style fight. Because we saw that Sarah had him on her knees, and the only reason why she lost was because magic was included by his daughter. So there's that. That was a peeve of mine. But then again, you can't trust a villain not to bend the rules to their own advantage. So there's that. But what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? Firestein for sure would be a huge one. So there's that. But moving on to random questions. First one being, it didn't really hit me until it became an issue on the show that if, with the Wave Rider particularly, but if the team isn't careful, they could reverse the invention of the Wave Rider and be stuck in time. I for some reason that didn't really occur to me until we started seeing it happen in this episode. So I just thought it was a crazy thought to have. So there's that. Second question being, if Helen of Troy is left in Themyscira, won't that change the history that occurs on the island itself, since she wasn't supposed to be there originally? So I'm wondering about that one there. Another question being, why do Eleanor's eyes turn red when she uses magic? Is that Mollus's influence over her? Is he in control over her, or is it something else? She definitely looks a little more crazed and demonic when those red eyes pop out. Kind of reminds me of Demon, but again, I'm used to black eyes when it comes to demons from Supernatural. So there's that. But last question, why does Damien Dark have magic again? I mean, didn't he need his totem for that? Which was not a necklace of any kind. It was just this round rock statue, if you remember. So I'm wondering why he's able to use magic without that totem, and if it's because he's connected to Mollus, or if he was resurrected because of Mollus. I have no clue. But there's that question. But moving on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 307, it looks like Gorilla Grodd is the anachronism they find in Vietnam. And it's pretty much it. The team's trying to track him down. I don't know how they're going to put him back in his old time, though. That's be a crazy thing. But anyways, synopsis for the episode shows that with Sarah out of commission, the team finds a new anachronism that leads them to the jungles of Vietnam and right in the middle of the war. Ray, Amaya, and Zari pose as journalists and trek through the jungle when they are led to a time-displaced Gorilla Grodd. Meanwhile, Nate and Rory run into someone Rory knows, which gives a glimpse into his past. So from all that said, the trailer pretty much covers what Ray, Amaya, and Zari are going to be up against. I'm very curious as to who Nate and Rory are going to run into that's going to affect his past. I mean, is it actually going to be in the time where they're finding Gorilla Grodd, or is it going to be somewhere else? Or I don't know. But I'm very interested to see who this person could be and if it's someone we've actually met already or not. So there is that. Also, with that said, nothing else I can predict about what's going to happen in this episode, but in the next episode, in 308, though, is the crossover event, and they've already released another teaser trailer for the 2-night 4-part crossover event that starts in 2 weeks. So I'm really excited for that. You should go check that out. And that's about it, guys. And I beat the timer. That's awesome. So, what'd you guys think of the episode? What'd you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about what you think is going to happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want to check out my Tumblr page, the link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, news, all that good stuff all found in one place, so go check that out. It's also connected to my WordPress account. Link for that is down below as well. More organized over there, but it's still a work in progress. But again, anything I post online will be connected to my WordPress account, so I hope you check that out as well. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next time to see what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wishing you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.